What's going on, everybody? Welcome to WHM Mail Bag. We are broadcasting live from the internet. My name is Andrew Jupin, and I'm going to bring in three dudes to help us read some hopefully filthy letters, but we'll see. First up, let's welcome in Mr. Eric Siska.
Oh, hello. Hello, everyone.
How's it going, dude? Loving that t-shirt there.
Oh, yeah. Big favorite from this past year.
Officially licensed merchandise or what?
I doubt it.
We also
it's found its way to me. That's all.
There you go. That's all right. Fell off the back of a Zardoz head. Let's see what we got here. Mr. Chris Cabin.
Ahoy, hoy, everybody.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah, what do you got?
This is officially licensed black t-shirt.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
yeah.
Officially licensed Fruit of the Loom.
Yep.
Oh, Fruit of the Loom. Very nice. I thought maybe that was a pennies.
No. No.
And of course, you know him. You love him, Mr. Steven Sadak.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Was that dramatic? How
Yeah.
did that work? Did it
That
work?
was so
Okay.
fucking dramatic, dude. It was so dramatic.
yeah.
Loved
Like
it.
we're all going to jail now or something. The plot has turned.
I gotta say, I'm gonna have a beer as well, but I've been sporting this new LaCroix flavor, Beach Plum.
What the fuck
Ladies
is
and
that?
gentlemen, if that's anywhere near you, get it. Get on
So
it.
what is that,
So-
like plum
yeah.
flavor with sand in it?
Yes.
It tastes like a syringe on the beach.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
pretty
got-
good. Yeah, it's
I got-
like a plum.
This is some seltzer I'll recommend right there.
Oh yeah. Well, I also got a real beer.
Forward.
To answer your question, these are replacement glasses. That is for sure. These are my.
Oh, right.
Well, these are backups. So this is like
Well-
2 prescriptions ago.
Oh, right, because you tweeted about this, and I think, did we mention it on the show we recorded yesterday?
No. Well, I think I
No.
might have mentioned briefly that I just wasn't wearing glasses that whole time.
Mm-hmm.
right.
I was actually recording half of the time in sunglasses.
It's
like
very
I was
cool.
fucking. Yeah, like I'm
Dude,
Bill
it was
Murray
a
at the
thing-
end of Groundhog Day.
It was a thing where, like, we were in the studio here at my place. We're recording this episode on 101 Dalmatians. This motherfucker is sitting there with sunglasses on. And it was like a thing where it's like Steve Sadak's solo career has taken off so big that he is wearing sunglasses around the rest of us plebes.
Yeah, like one of the rejects from Steven Dorff's gang from Blade. Just like always has, because that's going to block him from the sun. That would be fine.
Yeah, I lost them just somehow between my office and the studio. I put my glasses in that little pocket here, and they just were gone. So that's fun because I swapped that to the sunglasses. And yes, I barely made it home last night, but I made it home, survived.
That's good. You're
Yeah.
here, so
We're all here.
yeah. I mean, you survived to make it to the mailbag, and it's so exciting. People are sounding off in the chat.
So what's most likely that a pigeon stole them from the pocket while you were walking, or just did it like clandestine style?
I'm glad he stole the glasses and not my hot dog. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It is-
See, a
it's
pizza
important.
rat went by, and it distracted Steve because he was going to fight it for the pizza, and then the pigeon flew in and stole the
Yes.
glasses.
It's pizza rat and glasses pigeon.
Yeah.
Professor Pigeon, they call him.
Uh-huh.
I guess I was getting in from the living room ticker.
Oh, fuck.
Chelsea was there was a little bit of a freeze going on for folks watching on YouTube, but apparently it has fixed itself. So if you can hear us but not see us, maybe try refreshing the ye old browser, see if that works. But I think we should be back on track. And the good folks watching, of course, on our Twitch channel, that appears to not have happened to you all. So that's cool too. What do you say, fellas? You want to get into reading some correspondence?
Sure. And I'll do it with these 2 prescriptions ago, so I might be squinting.
Uh-oh.
The Pocket Hot Dog. This has to be my letter. Hey guys, big fan and loyal listener. Honestly, the story isn't related to anything you've discussed recently, but I figure you guys would enjoy it anyways.
It's about
That's
hot
okay.
dogs, so yeah.
Yep.
When I was in college, I was a theater major with a focus on directing and lighting design and electrics. In sophomore year, I was serving as the master electrician on the light board and light board operator on the main stage show, directed by one of the faculty. You know what I'm going to do right now, just to save myself some time? I'm going to up this font a little bit because
let's do that, Granddad.
I am struggling just a bit.
Oh,
poor Steve.
Barnes and Noble do have big textbooks still, Steve. You can get all the classics.
Dude, the big text. It's like Clifford the Big Red Dog is like this thick. It's like you're reading Moby Dick. Okay. Blah blah blah. I was serving as the master electrician and lightboard operator on a main stage show directed by one of the faculty, Jonathan.
Jonathan. Sorry.
Jonathan is about 6'5", black, and has a very deep voice. His words were always carefully chosen and usually cut straight to the very core if he was offering feedback. Now I'm imagining what's that dude Kevin Guru from Underworld?
Oh yes, the Underworld franchise.
The guy who sounds like literally the devil. He's like, hello.
That dude has one of the greatest voices of all time. Whenever you get a chance to see Kevin Giroux speak in something, do it up. It's a fantastic voice.
It's a thing where you're like, that's got to be fake, and it's like, no, that's what he's doing.
Do you think? Let me just ask you. Do you think that's the right lighting for Death of a Salesman? Honestly, that just the shadow is too light.
Your gel choices are shit, and so are you. My only previous experience with Jonathan prior to this production was that he was my acting 1 professor in freshman year, but we weren't particularly close. In fact, one of his reviews was a monologue I had done was "You're weird, aren't you?" I don't know what that means. And aside from that,
this dude's review of the monologue.
Oh, I see. I thought
it was like, oh, hey, Jonathan. Yeah, no, hey, Jonathan, what did you think of my monologue? To which Jonathan responded, "You're weird, aren't you?"
I see.
That's a great burn.
Yeah.
Speaking of
lessons,
great burns in the chat. I'm a little tired today. I'm not my usual self. Someone pointed out that Steve's glasses thing and increasing font sizes, total Grampy move, and I want to co-sign that.
Yeah, it's. I mean, look, dude, we're looking 40's coming sooner than later, and it's Grampy Town for this geriatric millennial, as they say.
We've been doing this show a long ass time, man. We're getting old. One of us is probably going to die on the air one day.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Hopefully,
be first
on the air. Because if you die, it should be for content, right?
Exactly.
We could riff about the heart attack or whatever it is.
Oh, you dead, buddy?
Heart attack's got the inside track there.
Not much to say now, do you, Big Mouth? Lying there dead on the floor.
Doing some physical comedy. Well, hopefully it's on a webcam or something when this happens, so everyone can see. Anyway, what's Jonathan up to?
On breaks in rehearsals, he'd talk to me a bit here and there, occasionally asking my opinion on how things looked for the booth. By the end of the production, we were on a first-name basis, and I was starting to feel like I was getting some respect and recognition from a well-regarded faculty member. After a few weeks of production had closed, and particularly heavy drinking, I got a call at 7 a.m. on a Saturday from an unknown number. Half awake, I mumbled, "Hello," and the other end was the deep, measured voice of Jonathan. "Derek, there's been an emergency at Gordon Tech High School, and I need your help. Where do you live?"
Bring your gun.
Here's the thing. You cannot call one person and say there's been an emergency at a high school. I feel like in this day and age, man, in this fucking terrible world we live in, you have to be very specific up front about what the purpose of this call is.
Confusedly, I mumbled the name of my dorm room on campus, but before I could ask anything else, he just said, "Be outside in 20 minutes. I drive a white Lincoln."
Dude, what? You're getting picked up by a vampire. Oh, I guess it's in the morning, though, so maybe not.
This is pretty cool, right? This might be like, I always think of like, I thought my life would be a movie plot by now. You grow up like, this is like the start. This could be an amazing adventure Jonathan takes you on.
Well, yeah, you're waiting for him to literally, do you have your Kevlar with you?
How much ammunition is in your house right now?
What's your thoughts on Albanian people? I don't like them either. It's like, what? Oh, no.
They kidnapped my friend Liam Neeson's daughter.
Yeah. I found a nest of them.
I thought we were just working at a community theater.
That's my front. Jonathan rolls down the window to greet me. Oh, I'm sorry. 20 minutes later, I'm standing out in front, hungover and miserable, waiting for Jonathan. Finally, his gigantic Lincoln Town car pulls up. Jonathan rolls down the window to greet me. He's wearing a fedora, smoking a cigarette, and has jazz radio blaring.
Fuck
We
yes.
need to get. Oh my God. We need to get to Gordon Tech. Their technical director is in brain surgery and they need help with their lighting. Let's go.
This is the start of a great adventure.
Right?
I mean, like, here's the thing, though, man. It's like, oh, dude, hey, could you do You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown? Oh, no, on Thursday I have brain surgery. Could somebody get me coverage?
Whoops! It's a sign that I need it, but I forgot I'm having brain surgery that day and can't tech your high school musical.
My brain is feeling a little explodey now. You know what? I'm gonna call a doctor. Oh, I need surgery.
Blah, blah, blah.
Hey, hang on a second.
Sure.
Of course
Yes.
it does.
Yes.
Yeah. There's
yes.
local. Isn't there in New York City? There's
Yeah.
local
CD
jazz
101.9. I don't know if it still exists, but that's what I grew up with. Smooth jazz. Isaac Hayes had a show on that.
And
Yeah.
there's a lot of like crank online jazz radio too, if you want to go look for it.
Right.
There's also really good jazz channels on Sirius.
Oh,
Yep.
sweet.
Question, listener, have you ever been in a taxi cab? Like, I just feel like
Well,
1 out of 5
here's the
taxis
thing,
I've had has
guys.
blaring jazz.
We're doing this a little early. It's 6 p.m. Eastern. We're getting all these weirdos from Europe that never heard of the American music. Jazz.
I do,
Never
you know,
heard
I
of
do want to. Just
This
a
is
little,
great. This time, no. I think we just literally meant music.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Ins-
maybe that's the confusion. People thought marijuana was coming out of the radios.
Inside info for you folks here on Saturday, June the 5th. We're going to be at the Frequency One Festival talking about Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and we do now have a time slot. We're starting at 5:30, so it's going to be nice for this crew of folks
Yes.
to enjoy that.
Yes,
You know
it's
what I mean?
old Europe. I know you're out there. This is a perfect opportunity for you to see us live. We're going to be on stage. It's going to be very exciting. It's not going to be like this. We're actually going to be interacting.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, all together.
And
there's a lot of
other.
I know we've been seeing a lot of each other, which is not a bad thing. And there's going to be a lot of there's other ticket packages where there's some like backstage stuff that we'll be doing as well. So like it'll be probably similar to this.
Hang
We'll
on,
probably do
man.
the
You
same-
can't, Steve, you can't
What?
just say backstage stuff. We're not going to be
Not-
doing backstage stuff because
Oh,
look
That's
what's
what that
happening.
means.
Yep.
That's
That's
what that
the old-
means.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Man.
See what
I
happens
thought I was talking to adults. I apologize.
after a show.
Oh,
we
definitely
draw
not.
straws, and the person who gets the short straw has to jerk everyone else off. And this time we'll be broadcasted. No, that's where it's more of a meet and greet thing, right? There's like a meet and greet. If you bought that special pass to the Frequency
Yes.
One Festival, you can
Yeah.
talk with us via video
Mhm.
from the venue that night.
And yeah, all of that's on the WHM podcast tour tab. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. Just okay. So Jonathan Rose is waiting for brain surgery. Let's go. I was unprepared for this. Obviously, I didn't even have a chance to grab my tool belt or gloves. I tried to protest, but he insisted that he would have everything he needs there. So I got in the front seat and off we went. I was hungover and still somewhat intimidated to have a conversation with him. And all our prior interactions were specifically about the show we were working on. When we arrived at the high school, I walked in the gymnasium. This is like a real story. When I arrived at high school, walked to the gymnasium, the group of kids getting in their final dress rehearsal for The Diary of Anne Frank. Set looked half done. Set looked. I'm very nervous where this is going. Set looked half done, and I could see a bunch of lights in the corner that hadn't been hung or focused. Jonathan introduced me to a stressed-looking man named Scott and told me our tech director is having emergency brain surgery, so go do the lights. I'm sorry, our technical director is having emergency brain surgery, and we opened the play on Thursday. I'm trying to finish the set. Go do the lights. Without any lighting design plan or anything of what was supposed to happen, I grabbed a ladder and began doing a standard rep plot of what would at least cover each area of the stage appropriately in light. I was designing and focusing on the fly while the kids did a run through. About 90 minutes later, a high schooler knocked on the front door, knocked at the front of the ladder. Puzzled, I climbed down and said, "What do we?" And he said, "What do we do now?" I said, I said to ask Jonathan, and the kid replied, "Jonathan isn't here." I looked around.
Oh no!
Now you're just like
getting
a
fucking
teacher.
sandbagged by this guy.
I looked around, and sure enough, Jonathan was gone. Maybe there wasn't a Jonathan at all. It was 20. It was just 20 or so high schoolers. Scott was hammering away at the set, and me. And I mumbled, "Run Act 2 again," and I climbed back up the ladder to resume my work. Around 30 minutes later, Jonathan re-entered the gymnasium and knocked on the ladder. I climbed down from a grease-soaked paper bag. He pulled out a foil-wrapped hot dog and said, "I got you lunch." I quickly ate the hot dog and went back up to work. But 20 minutes later, after that, Jonathan knocked on the ladder again. And when I climbed down, he reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a second foil-wrapped hot dog.
It's like you're a dog or something. Here you go. Here's your treat.
And he looked out at me and he said, "I forgot. You're sort of a big fella. I got you too." And he walked away.
Oh man!
Jonathan and I became close friends that day. He was one of my favorite professors, and I worked with him on several shows after that. Catchy Occasional Bulls game at the bar with him, and we celebrated the 4th of July with him, his wife, and another favorite students each summer. That's really nice. The weirdest $200 I ever made. What's the strangest way you've ever made money?
Ooh.
Thanks for the laughs, Derek from Chicago.
Yeah, the
Hand
weirdest.
jobs.
Yeah, well, hand jobs, of course, that goes without saying, Chris. But
Yes.
but podcasting is a pretty weird way to make money.
Also,
That's
Very strange.
and at some point, we were making $200 from it.
Still waiting for that check.
I once made $50 videotaping precisely one high school football game, and then was immediately fired after that because I was filming myself swearing on the camera the whole time and yelling at the team, and they were like, "Yeah, we can't have you just like yelling into this tape the whole time. We're gonna just use a tripod."
I got a similar one to you about this videotaping kids thing. But it was like a live action role playing camp that was briefly existed in the Catskills, ran by Paul Moniz of Tough Turf, one of the co-stars. So I knew that guy, and he paid me a few $100s to film kids for him. It's not what it sounds like. They were having fun, and apparently I ruined the reality. I got chewed out by this elf guy. It was nuts.
What? Why? Because you were there with a camera?
Yeah, and I wasn't dressed as anything. I wasn't hiding the camera. I guess maybe if I had, maybe if I dressed as a donkey or something, it would have worked out. But.
I had this situation where. Oh, sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
No, please.
I was doing like work, just freelance work, and I got in contact with this filmmaker in New York, and she was a friend of like my aunt's. And she's like, I need you to help me sort through some things. $200. She lived in a nice apartment, I know. So I was like, she's not going to kill me, right? So we're fine. So I go to this place.
Yeah, people with nice apartments have never been evil.
I don't know. I mean, at the time, I'm like, well, if you're paying me $200, I'll get killed.
Sure.
So I literally get inside, and she's like, hello. She points to the table, and there's like just this smattering of pages. And she's like, I need those organized. And I'm like
was this like Norma Desmond? Was there like cobwebs everywhere?
No,
you're finally here. Thank God. These papers are just a mess, darling. This house is just a mess.
And then Chris died in the pool.
Yes. Wonder how I got here, don't you?
Well, I was making $200, you see.
So I go over to this table, and what she had, like, I don't know what was going on in her brain. Nobody will, but literally the pages were numbered. So I put them in order from the page number and handed it to her. She's like, "You are so good. Here's your $200," and I left.
Oh, see, the other part about that, Chris, is a lot of rich people are fucking stupid. So
yes,
there's that.
Very stupid.
Had no idea.
A lot of rich people are inbred,
That's true. The blue bloods, dude.
Exactly.
Two things. One, I'm very glad about the pocket hot dog because if you're calling it lunch, 1 hot dog isn't lunch. 2 hot dogs is sort of a meal. 1 hot dog is a snack, ladies and
1
gentlemen.
hot dog is totally a snack. It's totally a snack.
And if you're getting a second hot dog for a fat man, the usually, just to be nice, it should be a bacon hot dog. Just to make sure that it's as much as possible.
Remember,
depending
out there,
on the day, I'm a 3 dog man sometimes.
Wow. Well,
I've
wrap
been
up
Three
your
dog
dog.
man, 3 dog night. Oh yeah.
But the weirdest way I made money now that I can think of off the top of my head that doesn't involve
Sexual favors.
give you guys hand jobs after shows. Thank you guys for the money, by the way. When I was a little kid,
rendered.
lived in the Bronx, big 8-story building, lot of eccentric personalities.
Yeah.
And
excellent.
And there's this woman down the hall from me who was agoraphobic, most likely.
Sure.
So she occasionally I was the youngest, so I was always the one going to the store for my family. I'd go to the deli, I'd go to this, I'd go to that. So she saw me doing this, and one day she's like, "Come here." Like she saw me going out. She's like, "You're going to the store right now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am."
Did she have the door cracked just a little bit? Was she Jack Nicholsoning through the door?
Buy me the biggest turkey they have.
You wish it was a turkey. She's like, "Would you mind going to the store for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to the store anyway, crazy old lady. No problem." Not old. She was probably in her 40s, which is why she asked me for feminine hygiene products.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So, if you're an old, being in your 40s and asking some random kid to buy you stuff that you're going to shove in your nethers, that's not a good move.
No, I'm like, now here I am going to the deli and being like, I don't know, what do you got? 12 years old. I don't think she gave me a really good description of what it was. So it was just no, it was all right. Maxi pads was the idea, by the way. This is
okay, yeah. I see. There's some confusion in the chat.
Yeah, there is some confusion in the chat. So I was just like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Hey man, you're getting what you're getting. Deli tampons, yes.
Yeah, which are the tortillas, I think, are the deli tampons.
Just around there.
Yeah, they're back behind the stale chips.
You could roll it up, or you could wear it like a pad. Flour tortilla maybe would be best. I don't know.
Yeah, let me get a turkey on a hero with mayo, lettuce, tomato, a little bit of oil, a bag of chips, a Diet Coke, maxi pads, and a whatchamacallit. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
There you go, 12-year-old.
Also envelopes for some reason. Yeah.
So yeah, I think she gave me a 5 spot for that, which was nice. Which I think now looking back, that's a $20 tip, right?
It is, but $5 for a 12-year-old dude, that's $15,000 in kid money.
Oh, of course. I went right to the comic book store and I enjoyed myself.
If
2 Fantastic Fours, please.
If she's paying good money, though, she should really ask you to do more than just the maxis. You should have to get Preparation H.
Yeah.
You should have to get condoms.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the pills with the tiger on them that make you hard.
Whoa, gotta look into that. Note to self.
What are those? I again, the condoms I think wouldn't have gone very far in that household. My guess, unless her cat was getting up to some trouble.
Wow.
Yeah.
She fucked her cat?
No, that was the joke. That was the joke.
Just checking.
Yes.
All right.
All right. The next letter is called Disgusting Shit Boy, Origins.
Oh,
Ooh.
Nice. Like that Wolverine movie.
Yeah, that was a shit movie. Dear WHM, I've only recently become a fan of you guys, but you're already my favorite podcast ever. Oh,
nice. Thank you.
Nice letter. Don't get many of those. For the first time in my life, my job allows me to listen to podcasts, music, etc. while at work, and you guys have made my work days fly by. I recently listened to your episode on the Cat in the Hat, and Eric referring to the little boy as a disgusting shit boy made me remember a kid used to go to my middle school. I assumed I assume he was a big pro wrestling fan because he was always trying to perform wrestling moves on kids in the bathroom.
Man, that is one place where you do not want to receive a Stone Cold Stunner.
What is that? That sounds very sexual, right?
Yeah, it's incredibly
right.
Yeah, like I'm doing wrestling moves in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's just what
I don't know about this.
The flying tomahawk while I'm inside taking a shit.
Oh, hang on a second. We got an important question here. It's a movie theater related question. I want to bring it up. Rose is about to see a Holocaust documentary in 30 minutes and wants to know what inappropriate snack they should bring.
Ooh,
what's very loud?
A big stinky pizza. That would be inappropriate.
Pop Rocks.
Yeah, maybe
noisy food.
Yeah.
Some of those soggy hot dogs we were talking about earlier.
Get yourself a bag of like Taco Bell. Like, go to Taco Bell and just have a bag of it, and it's just like where it's like, and you get a lot of different items. Where like, oh, okay, so she had the taco. Wait, now there's a quesadilla involved. Are you kidding me, Margaret?
How about some like Cracker Jacks and then like act like you're at the track or something? Like, yeah.
Is there a restaurant in New York City? I mean, there has to be, like, where you can get like really stewed onions. Like really heavy duty stewed
just
onions.
An onion restaurant?
Yeah, it's just an onion restaurant because that would be really smelly.
Oh, Chris, that is a terrible business idea, dude.
Tony's onions, what do you want?
I want to have that.
Gotcha.
Do you want
all the onions?
No, we don't put them on salads. It's just the onion.
Yeah, they make sandwiches that are just onion.
Well, we can dice it for you. We can chop it for you. You can chew it like an apple if you want, but no, we don't cook with them.
Yeah, it's a bunch of onions and a brown lunch bag. That's it.
This is our 9 onion bread. It's made entirely of onion. It's very soggy.
Well, nothing was better than walking into the bathroom at 8 a.m. and getting power bombed onto the sink.
Wait a second.
I don't know what power bombed is.
A power bomb is when like you pick somebody up and put them like over your head and slam them back down on their back onto the ground. This person's doing that to somebody on a sink.
So hold on a second.
What is this person's problem?
I want to feel your genitals really quick on my neck.
A power bomb is like there, and then there we go, and then this guy goes like that, and then he gets slammed down.
Now, where on the Ninja Turtle
baby happens?
Now, where on the Ninja Turtle did he touch you?
All right.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. However, this didn't last long because a student told on him.
Oh, good
God.
So then
I'd like to tell on this classmate of mine he fucking paralyzed me in the bathroom.
Minor inconvenience.
So then he began to do his moves on trash cans around the school.
What? There goes Billy, best friends with a trash can.
It's a disgusting shit boy. This sounds like it fits the bill here.
Yeah.
He would even sometimes dump the trash out, stand on top of the can, and Macho Man elbow dive onto the trash itself.
How did he survive? How is this human being alive for longer than a month?
This is school trash. It's very soft, right? What is it, like milk cartons? What's another school trash? Probably not maxi pads.
No.
Probably not, unless
paper.
I was there.
Maybe it's high school.
Paper and notebooks.
Yeah, high school, that's true. That could be full of fucking dirty Jimmy hats for all we know.
By God, he just did a Stone Cold Stunner on that pile of Jimmy hats.
Oh, man. Squishy like a waterbed.
Stop it.
Anyway. No, I lost my spot. Okay, so let me find it.
Oh, my God.
So he spent the majority of his days smelling like trash and probably should have gotten the nickname Disgusting Shit Boy. The last thing I ever saw of him was during the last months of 7th grade. He attempted to leap over a trash can, but wiped out and broke his arm. Something fierce.
Ooh.
You could tell.
We talking compound fracture? Like, did the fucking bone pop out?
I gotta read. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. I got so excited.
Someone in the chat might have gone to this school. He could tell his arm was fucked because it was bent on a 90-degree angle.
Ooh.
That instead of crying or doing anything natural, he began to put all the trash that had fallen out of the trash can back into it. I think that's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah. And to answer Andrew's question, that is not a compound fraction. That's a fucked up elbow.
Oh, gotcha.
He then set the trash can back upright and walked to the nurse's office. I think he realized that day pro wrestling was not for him.
Mhm.
I imagine he's a garbage man now. I don't know. Just because you're playing garbage doesn't mean you would, let's not disparage sanitation workers, great men and women. And the mafia usually runs that racket. And I think it's a good one.
Yes, absolutely.
Pro Mafia podcast has to be pro sanitation.
Absolutely.
So if he only had wait, let's see. What is this now? What are we saying here? If only he had a 12-foot tall talking feline to teach him this valuable lesson sooner. I don't know what that is. Keep up the great work, guys. What?
12-foot talking feline. Is that like
a 12-foot talking
like a big Garfield?
Maybe.
I'm trying
maybe it's a wrestling thing.
Maybe. Anywho,
not many wrestling cats.
Sincerely, Tom Six's second biggest fan behind Alec Baldwin. That is the author of the letter.
I got the most amazing fan letters the other day. It was from a young man who loved watching my movies and had a hilarious story about a garbage kid or something.
Oh, Tom, that is incredible. You really should make a movie about the garbage kid. You could call it Disgusting Shit Boy.
Yeah, this sounds more like a Todd Solondz project than a six joint, I'll be honest with you. But who knows?
The Disgusting Shit Boy had a trash can on Archer Avenue.
Oh, wait a second. Someone who was paying attention to the letter. And
that makes sense.
Yes,
because that kid is a disgusting shit boy.
Disgusting shit boy, Cat in the Hat. Right.
There it is.
But 12-foot tall.
That's a bit much.
Yeah,
that's a bit much.
That's a bit.
And Mike Myers isn't that tall.
He's like 5 even, right?
Ooh, someone's got a great question here. I just want to bring this in. Nope, not that. I mean, Eric's hair is gorgeous, but what's worse, watching Cats or The Cat in the Hat?
Cat in the Hat.
Great question. Yeah,
Cat in the Hat.
Yeah,
Cat in the Hat. At least like there's some. You can watch Ian McKellen scamper about, that sort of something. You know what I mean?
It was fun bad. It was totally fun bad. Cat
Genuine
in the Hat
oddity.
is like Bud Dwyer yourself bad.
Bud Dwyer, love you. Right in.
Yeah, come on, show.
If only he could.
All right. So should I do mine here? Here's
oh man, this title. Yeah, okay.
Jerking in an Amish paradise. That's supposed to do to the Coolio song.
Oh,
I think so. So thank you for doing that.
Yes. Okay.
Well, I guess if we're saying Amish though, Weird Al.
Yeah, it's the cover of the Coolio song.
I understand how Weird Al works.
Hey, WHM Mail Bag. I listened to your podcast while working my warehouse job. It really makes the day go right by as I walk around in circles, picking items from cases. I like to randomly choose an episode and listen, so I happened upon an older episode, specifically the Toy Soldiers one. The talk of jerk parties reminded me of a story from middle school. This is a long one, but bear with me. It'll be worth it. It kind of. Okay. In the year of our Lord, 2012.
Yeah.
Or 2012, as they say. I was in 8th grade, and the local YMCA was sponsoring a trip for students where we would go to Washington, D.C. with some stops along the way, like New York City, Arlington, Gettysburg, and most importantly, Lancaster County. I have never heard importantly Lancaster County next to New York City and even Gettysburg. Lancaster County is the largest Amish community in the United States. They have buggy dealerships, a themed restaurant, a gift shop with dolls that have no faces. That's the most horrifying thing I've ever read.
It's terrifying.
Also, there's an Amish house we took a tour of, and it shares a parking lot with a Target.
Wow, that's actually depressing because the Amish way of life. I think we should go back to it.
I definitely.
Yeah.
not 3 or 4 years ago, I went to Lancaster, did like a nice B&B with my wife. There's you looked at some Amish shit, and then also like they had like a nice brewery and a record store out in like Lancaster proper. Like there's like Lancaster's kind of cool, but there's like, you know, a lot of Amish there as well, you know. So
yeah, were you churning any butter, dude?
No, just hitting everybody with ice cream. Just anyone I can see, just slamming them, just getting everybody.
Were you using any electricity and got hit by lightning?
No, I did not.
My team for the week-long trip was myself and two friends. We'll call them Scott and Mike. I'm sure they're listeners. Mike was always the weird kid, like bringing in a Master Chief helmet and wearing capes on a regular basis.
I like this kid.
I don't know if I can handle this whole situation of being in 8th grade in 2012. That just makes me a little uncomfortable.
Why?
Yep.
I mean, guys, we're gonna have to start saying we were born in like 2000 or something.
Here I am changing the font on this, and there's like, in 2012 I was 8 years old. Love your podcast, Grandpa.
Look, Steve, you're fine until you get the things that hang around your neck. When that happen, when you're so worried about losing them that has to come in, then we're in problem territory. But we could deal with them. No big deal. Mike had been taking a while in the bathroom on the first couple days of the trip, but we didn't think anything of it until our one night in a hotel 10 minutes away from the Amish restaurant. The hotel was Amish themed with those hardwood floors, which are only in Amish places, in the lobby and rustic decorations in the room. Despite that, the hotel had a television, phone, clock, electricity. So what? No, so we weren't living in Amish paradise. He says, "Yeah, no shit. What? That's not themed. That's not.
Of course it is.
No, it's not themed. If you have fucking electricity in it, give me a break."
I kind of agree with that. You know,
it's not like a fucking, you know,
an
dig in and live
thing.
with these people.
I mean, it's faux Amish, right? You got some shit on the wall, but like you should have like the real experience. Go get rid of that electricity.
Yeah, like if the sheets are all just starch white and that's it. And then like maybe if the guy who runs the place has a beard and the hat and the whole fucking get up, but he's not saying that. So I don't know.
I mean, I think it would be insulting if that guy did. A guy selling electricity to tourists dressing like an Amish person.
I'm Amish themed. No, you're not. Get them outside building a house. Then you're Amish themed.
There are a lot of tourist traps down there, Steve.
Yeah, there was a lot of touristy shit.
Like, you know, come to the Amish hole for
exactly.
Gifts.
I couldn't be bothered.
But
you know,
also when you're out there though, dude, it's a lot of like, hey, you can get a bunch of fucking fireworks here. Yeah, come on, Western PA.
Dude, every sign is for fireworks.
Yeah, come to our Amish themed movie theater and our Amish themed concert space.
Wait. Amish themed movie theater. So we're playing what? Witness, the Kirstie Alley, Tim Allen movie.
For richer or poorer.
Well,
I think
Kingpin.
Shadow puppets.
Kingpin for sure.
Over a fire.
Yeah. Or just one old guy just saying what happens in the movie. And
all right, here's the move. You know, we're doing okay on Patreon. What if all four of us opened a sex club in Lancaster County called Rumspringers? Anything goes.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
You get a permit for a donkey show there, you think, or what?
I mean, Vice will definitely write a column on it, so we're good.
So there you go. This is $1 million idea.
Great
$1 million
idea. We should absolutely do it.
Okay. That night, we were settling into the hotel room. Our chaperone checked in and said they need the lights off by 10. Well, us being rebellious 12-year-olds decided to ignore that request. Scott turned on the TV and we went through trying to find something to watch. As luck would have it, Raiders of the Lost Ark was just starting on one of those movie channels. They're kind of all movie channels, but never mind.
Naughty getting up into Raiders here.
It's Raiders, so it's awesome. About 20 minutes.
Hang on a second, though, because this person is saying 8th grade trip in 2012, but language like that implies that this is a Grampy. one of those movie channels.
That's true, but I think that's where the Zoomers become Grampies, right? There's that divide because they're like, "What's your TV? Do you get Tumblr on this? Oh, do you get Tumblr on this? I'm a Zoomer."
Oh, I mean, come on! When they hear Tumblr, they're thinking they're about to make a drink.
Oh well, yeah. I guess they are getting old.
Okay, so where was I?
I like it's like, oh yeah, the chaperone's gone. You guys ready for a hard PG movie? A hard PG movie.
We're putting on Dennis the Menace from 1993. Where was I? About 20 minutes into the movie, we heard footsteps in the hall, so we quickly turned off the TV.
Anton Sugar.
Call it, little boy.
I told you lights out at 10. Now you will call it.
Turn these fucking lights out. I'll shoot you with this air gun.
I have a tracking device for TV. Toot, 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 toot.
I mean, people like it, but it's kind of fucked up that he just shoots that guy. The sword thing, I mean, it's kind of fucked up. I mean, I don't know.
That's when he went off the deep end, seeing that.
That was not a fair fight.
I mean, if there is no good and evil, if that can happen. So I'm just here. We once the steps had passed, we took a second or two and turned it back on. For some reason, probably God smiting us for the sin of watching Indiana Jones while we were supposed to be asleep. It comes on at full volume.
Whoops.
I mean, that is like turning the light bulb off.
You've been turning up the volume every day your whole life, and here it is back for you.
First, we thought, whatever, maybe I hit the volume button, who knows? Turn it down. When we had to do this again, same thing happened. Finally, Mike said to mute it next time, so we did. When the movie ended, it was pretty late, so we decided to go to sleep. As we were starting to fall asleep, Scott bolted up and said in a whisper yell, which I don't know what that is, "Mike, what the fuck are you doing?"
Oh no.
Of course, I look over, and there's Mike going right to town, jerking off loud
you know
and
what?
proud.
It's uncomfortable, but pretend it's not there. Pretend to be asleep and ignore it.
You put a bunch of 12-year-olds in a hotel room for the night. I mean, like, ladies and gentlemen, that's like putting a fucking caveman that just discovered fire in a fucking straw barn. It's going to burn right down.
Here's the thing, though, that's insane about all of this. I thought this was going to be a story about, like, oh, we got bored watching Raiders on the hotel television. Mm-hmm. Then we got into the dirty channels.
Sure.
But no, this guy was just jerking off to fucking Indiana Jones killing Nazis.
And also, ever hear of the bathroom, Mike? That's a door that closes.
But you know what? This was a private moment between Mike and himself under the covers, and we shouldn't be litigating this.
Well, no,
of course not.
That's a condemnation of the parents of America. You should teach your sons very early to go into the fucking bathroom to masturbate.
Yes, exactly.
This is important. This is stuff that has to be taught. I'm sorry. Put your fucking dick away. Scott
that's
says.
where we were.
And Mike just shrugs and presumably did so.
Presumably, I mean, you would know.
I'm sorry. Shrugging.
Yeah.
When receiving that kind of feedback.
He looked back at a 12-year-old boy and said, "Well, I didn't take it out for air."
Oh, fuck. I mean, that's the thing is you're lucky this kid isn't using it on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Not 10 minutes later, Mike asks if we're still awake. He then asks us, "Who do you think has the best breasts in the school?"
Oh, man.
There it is.
Silence. I don't know if Mike just had to rub one out every night, but from then on, this guy would just whip it out and jerk off without warning and definitely without shame.
This generation is lost.
It is.
What are we talking about?
Fast forward 2 years, and I'm hanging out with a friend from drama club. Out of blue, she asked, "Hey, do you know Mike X?" And I was right back to Terror of Amish Hotel. Guess she had a thing with his older brother at one point. That's what happens when you live in a somewhat small town. I simply said, "Yeah, a bit too well. I saw his jerkin' dick."
He doesn't say that, Chris.
No, I didn't. And left it at that, much to her confusion. Yes, I bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
he
know him
knows him.
too well.
Yeah, I know him a bit too well. He didn't say jerkin' dick right there.
No, but still, like, if he's like, yeah, I know a little too well. Nothing
I mean,
else.
it's a
That's
a weird thing to say.
You
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
you can't just leave it right there though.
Well, I'd
You
be like, so
have
what?
to.
You guys hooked up? That's cool. I mean, that's awesome.
Right,
Good for
yeah,
you.
why
Mike's
not?
good looking. You know, I mean, like that's if somebody says a bit too well, it's like, oh, so you hooked up? That's pretty cool. Like that's where I'm going.
I'm
So you're
suggesting
saying you would fire that back across the bow, Steve, in an effort to force that person to elaborate?
Oh, either that or just like go for it, dude. Mike's good looking these days. Puberty hit Mike well, I guess. I don't. It's really weird to be like either that or you killed his dog like a bit too.
Oh yeah, totally. Or like I was responsible for their parents' divorce. Maybe that was out there. For some reason.
I split up their parents. I watched him jerk off. I fucked him and I killed his dog.
Yes, I also burned his
that
house down.
family intimately. I destroyed them. Why do you want to know?
I'm saying he should just say jerking dick. I saw it. Yeah, just get it done with. No mystery.
You know what? Honesty is the best policy. I will
See?
give you that.
Yeah. I have no idea if any of the affiliated parties listen to this. I hope not. Podcast, but if they do, not my problem. He knows what he did.
Wow.
Thanks for all the laughs. Thanks for all the laughs and making the sometimes mundane days go by a little faster. Keep up the good work, JR.
Wow.
Take that, JR.
Well,
I mean-
JR, you can really enjoy yourself by being alive a full 20 years after we're all dead. So enjoy that.
Here's the thing that I think I thought was going to be at least the inspiration for the questioning, because he mentions how or JR mentions, let's see here, like, oh, how do you know Mike? And then, the thing about hooking up with the brother, right?
Sure.
I thought it was going to be like, she said to me, look, I was hooking up with this brother and this dude was fucking peeping in. Maybe they had a shared bathroom and he was fucking doing it again.
Oh, interesting.
Like
yeah,
he strikes again all
Back
these
to his
years
old
later.
tricks.
Yep. Like a serial killer picking it back up. Like, oh my God,
like
he hasn't been jerking off in public for years, but he started again.
It's like True Detective season 3, multiple timelines, man.
Yeah. Come as a flat circle.
Oh, ew.
Let's
That's me. Let's do it.
do it up, guys.
No, I
Tom
can't
Berenger. What? Nothing?
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
I was trying to do
shit.
the Russ Cole,
Yeah.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Pretty close, not too shabby.
I feel like if I
You
tried
got the
it,
hair and the
my elbow would-
mustache for it.
my elbow would pop out like a blood sport. You know what I mean? Like,
Eric, you do have the hair and mustache and general sense of all around maniacal paranoia. So you're like
Yeah,
right
I'm
there,
about
dude. The can crush was just the. All right. Tom Berenger with Kung Fu Grip. Hi, WHM gang. I've been a fan of the program for about 3 years now. First catching wind of you all through the Collateral Beauty episode. I'm a college graduate as of last week. Congratulations. And your show was a bright spot in an anticlimactic senior year, so I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Okay, enough with the sappy shit. LOL. You know what? You can always keep going with the sappy shit. I ain't going to stop you. My story starts when I was about 8 years old. I was
the year was 2015.
Oh, we're so much closer to death than these people.
We are.
I was walking through my local Walmart with my father, a friendly but very reactionary man, to put it simply. We reached the toy aisle, and I asked if I could look at the action figures. To my surprise, a new addition had been added. Licensed action figures from the Oliver Stone anti-war epic Platoon.
Oh, come on.
Awesome.
is this a critic joke?
No,
I
these
know.
love
exist. No, these
Okay.
exist.
Really?
All right. I've seen
All right.
pictures of these.
But at a toy store, like you don't have to buy them from some niche website.
No, I mean, at the time, I think they were putting them in stores. I don't know what those. It would be funny if you were putting those in like KB Toys.
But I mean,
But
this
I assume
person-
it's like
curious
a
about.
they
Caldor.
just graduated college, right?
Yeah, I mean, so
So
maybe
this is
it's
when they
like-
were 8 years old.
Yes,
Which was
So what's that?
2015.
no, that was a joke.
No,
Eric.
maybe like 2011.
You're blending realities again.
Yeah.
Eric.
Well, it's all a flat beer can.
All right. Anyway, listen. Shut up, Cabin. All right. As a G.I. Joe fan, I was pretty interested in the action figures, albeit I had no idea what they were from or who each of the characters were, because it was another 35 years before I was born.
Defoe action figure. Yeah, another Defoe.
Do you think you can't move him from this position? It's just this, and he's on his knees.
Yeah, it has a spinning attack.
It also comes with a tripod, Bob. Let's go to the motel. There's a new place called Rumspringa outside of Lancaster.
Oh, did you see Todd McFarlane Company's putting out autofocus action figures? They're 12 inches, superposable.
My dad's gonna buy me Bob's apartment, the whole set with the playable action figure inside it.
That's great.
Oh my God, I got the seedy motel room set.
You can just get
This
like
is where he
some.
died.
You can get like Nazi figures, and then like, oh no, some of his friends from Hogan's Heroes are coming over.
That's what you want is a Hogan's Heroes playset, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice.
Okay. I was looking over each of the figures with curiosity when my dad walked over next to me, noticed my interest in the Platoon action figures, and said without hesitation, "Let's get the Tom Berenger one. Defoe's a pussy in that movie. Sheen's okay."
Oh, wow.
Dude, this is something else.
Don't get me started on Forrest Whitaker.
Oh man,
Didn't we see Oliver Stone do a talk once in college, and some film student asked him why Defoe puts his hands up like that when he gets killed or whatever, and Stone was just like, because that's what Defoe did. Defoe did that. I think it might have been at, maybe it was a Q&A, Andrew, that
was it at the Burns?
Maybe, yeah.
Are you talking about Purchase?
No, I'm the realities are blending again. It's
well,
one or the other.
We had him at the Burns when that fucking World Trade Center movie came out.
Yeah.
And that was when he was like fucking drunk and slipped off a couch in the green room, and it was
which rules, by the way.
Oh, it totally rules, because he fucking walked out onto that stage after that fall and was totally fine for like an hour doing that Q&A. It was amazing.
Fucking pro.
Total
you know what?
pro.
It's probably maybe it was at Purchase. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Having no reason to distrust my dad, I thanked him for getting me a new toy, and we went about our day. After that, Tom Berenger's haunting likeness joined my cadre of action figures and Lego creations, and I included him without pause in my collection of jingoistic war recreations, molding my mind into that of a person with no reason or to distrust Tom Berenger in Platoon. I was fully under the impression that Tom Berenger's character was the protagonist. Then I watched the movie.
A lot of people do think that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your dad, dude. Yeah. He's the hero.
Yep.
Dad's worldwide.
He's badass.
Oh my God, I'm gonna kill him. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill him.
We got to do some more Berenger movies on the show.
Hey, while we're here, let's get some Punisher action figures. You got Punisher action figures?
Yeah, I love that Punisher. He's a big supporter of the blue, the boys in blue. Can you tell by the sticker on the back of my truck how fucking dumb I am?
I mean, they got all those Batman figures. Why can't I have a bunch of John McClane figures? That's what I would like. Is just a bunch of one with shirt, one with the other shirt.
Let's see. The other shirt. Maybe 3 or 4 years had passed by since getting Tiny Tom Berenger. Calling the figure Tiny Tom Berenger is great. My family had gotten Netflix, and one day I noticed that Platoon was available to stream. Being familiar with the star and protagonist of the film Tom Berenger, I flipped on the movie. 2 horrifying hours later, I had found my entire understanding of not only Tom Berenger, but my understanding of American history inexorably altered. He was the bad guy. He was a war criminal. How could they sell toys of that shit? More importantly, why the fuck did my dad let me have a fucking Tom Berenger in Platoon action figure?
You know what?
He didn't let you have it. He insisted you get it. Let's be clear.
That's like going up against a rack of all new fucking Ninja Turtle toys, and it's like, you can only get Shredder. That is the only Shredder.
Yeah.
That world revolves around the Shredder and everything he's doing.
Shredder is pretty cool. I think I'd be the Shredder dad.
Yeah, we're getting Shredder.
And then the kid turns on the movie. What? He's the bad guy.
That Splinter's a pussy, man.
Yeah,
Pussy.
Splinter was a pussy in that movie.
What? Here, you know what? No, you don't get to have your Bart action figure. I don't want you telling me to eat my own shorts. You get to Mr. Burns' character, and that's it. And you're just gonna hang out and play with him.
I would love a
my
Burns
own
action
shorts.
De Niro is not the hero in that movie.
No, I think that was the
depends.
joke, Steve.
I know.
That depends on who you ask.
Again.
What the fuck are we doing? Okay. I generally don't believe in single events shaping the life of individual people, but this loss of Tom Berenger, related innocence, provoked a subtle reevaluation of my understanding of my family's politics over the next few years. Roughly
That'll happen.
A lot of wake-up calls. Roughly a decade later, I'm quite left of center politically, and part of me thinks that I might have Mr. Tom Berenger to thank, however indirectly, for making me reconsider the impact of rampant militarism in our society. Of course, I still think the movie's cool as shit, but for exactly the opposite reason that my dad does. Did any of you have utterly unexplainable toys growing up or ridiculous loss of innocence moments? Thank you guys. Will from St. Louis.
I'll do a toy thing.
Yeah.
I was a big sitcom kid, and I was like watching sitcoms that are probably older than I should have been watching, like your Cheers or probably Friends and whatever, and not getting all the jokes, etc. I was younger when those shows, maybe not Friends, it was Seinfeld, etc. And I remember I had like a sitcom that I would play with a Peter from Ghostbusters, the cartoon Ghostbusters toy.
Had that one.
The Robin Hood Prince of Thieves version of Kevin Costner, and Robin Williams from Hook as Peter Pan, and there were 3 swinging bachelors in a New York apartment, and that was the game that I would play. Like the dates were coming over in 20 minutes, and this over-articulated little Kevin Costner thing happened. Yeah, that's something I just gave up for free.
What, did you have a name for the show?
No, I mean I must have, but I do not remember it. I would tell you if I did.
Gotcha.
It's probably called Dudes.
This is not exactly related, but I had some Green Army men, and I had a sandbox, right? And I would play out these scenarios where it kind of relates to the Tom Berenger war criminal thing, like you have to punish your troops. So I would sometimes I'd play out one guy for his insolence. He has to be sentenced to death, and I just nail him into the side of the get out a nice big nail and a hammer, and just like make an example out of him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. How soon?
Everyone else had to watch.
Yeah.
How soon after that, dude? How soon after that did you start going to the doctor every week?
No,
the talking doctor.
They gave up pretty quick.
But when did you find out? When did they find out? When did you find out that both Woody and Buzz could talk, though?
For me?
Yeah, when you were, I know you had them in your backyard. You were trying to burn them with a little, microscope. I know
actually,
that.
Dude, I actually did melt some. I actually did melt some of those guys.
Oh, I did that. That was fun.
I viewed it as it's like the United States military, practice shit on troops. I was just recreating that. Like the atomic bomb goes off, they say, "Hey, go run into that cloud of smoke."
Do people know about Eric's dad?
I think I mentioned it before, maybe. Yeah, no, my father was a Marine, and his father was in the Army, and etc. Pretty big military family, actually.
Look, taking a microscope to, or anything to burning action figures in general, time-honored tradition. We've been doing it forever.
Microscope,
absolutely.
That takes too long. You got to get out the matches.
The matches and the gasoline.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of just making my parents just waste money on toys. Like they should have fucking put me in a sack and tossed me in the river, man. It was always with it wasn't like I, was satisfied with just having the main characters. You needed all the villains and side people to make the scenes work when you were playing or whatever.
Sure.
And so the people responsible for making the toys based off of the Ghostbusters cartoon specifically were absolute criminals. Like they would just like kind of like with Star Wars, just every bullshit nonsense like 7th tier character from that cartoon got a fucking toy. And I always had to have them. And the two that I remember, like I wish I could go get like what the original sale price was for these 2 of these, adjust for inflation, and give this money back to my parents. Because one was a mailman, just this mailman character, like a little fat guy.
I like that.
And when you pulled up, if you pulled him this way, you know,
I remember this.
His arms would go up and his chest would open and a big Monstar would be in there.
Oh, gross.
Like teeth and shit, you know? That's disgusting. A child shouldn't have that. But even worse was one. It was like a rolly toy. Like it had little wheels on it so you could push it on the floor. And when the wheels turned, it would do something. This, my friends, was a toilet that when you rolled it, it would Pac-Man. Okay, so the seat would open and a big tongue would come out.
Ooh,
with
tongue
eyeballs
toilet
and shit.
Listen, if I could
Dude,
sit
it was
down,
a tongue toilet.
if I could sit down on the toilet and a tongue gets to work, that's something. We'll have that in our motel down in Lancaster.
Oh, someone's kind of correcting me here. It's just a toilet with teeth, no tongue, apparently.
Oh,
I guess this guy's still got it up in his living room.
But
all the same, you rolled it and it went like it was fucking it.
Porcelain dentata.
But and our good buddy Philippe weighs in. He had the mailman. So this is global. We're having these toys down in Brazil. They're ripping people off.
Here's the thing, though. That toilet, you get sick of your Ghostbusters. That becomes part of all your games because you always did a bathroom setting. Now it's, it could be in the bathroom in Dudes. Like, oh no, dude, Kevin Costner from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, who flooded the toilet. The babes are coming over in 20 minutes.
Coming up next on Dudes, an infomercial because Dudes was indefinitely canceled.
I didn't have much of. The one thing I remember being a loss of innocence around like 8 years old. I walked in and I watched the last half of Wild at Heart with my parents. With the Willem Dafoe performance and all that. So that was a pretty much like, oh, I've seen hell. Okay, interesting. Now I can go forward with life.
No need
you
for
also
toys.
Saw
then.
Happiness with your fucking parents.
But that was much later. I mean, that's like 99. I was like,
that was you. You'd already been long shattered by then.
Yeah.
But you kept insisting to watch it over and over again.
Yes, I need to see it again. I need to see the gums again. I need to see Willem Dafoe's gums again, please.
Yeah, check out my gums. All right, Steve Sadek, what you got there, buddy?
I was curious. Do you want to do this last letter, or want to do a couple of listener questions and?
Let's blow through this.
Let's
blow through this letter, maybe, and then, folks, we'll take a few cues. We don't have a ton of time here, so we'll take a few cues.
Yeah,
get those going. Let's blow through this letter.
Okay. Do you want me to do it?
Or I don't know how your eyes are feeling there.
There you go.
I'm going up to 20 font. Actually, here we go.
Oh, nice.
Dear WHM, a dry day date. Dear WHM, I figured now would be a good time to mention the craziest date I ever had. Since I am now in a long-term relationship.
Nice.
But 10 years ago, when I was young, desperate, and Craigslist personals were still a thing, I posted an ad to see if I can hang out with a guy. A man and I started talking, and we hit it off enough when we decided to meet.
Was
the
that
same
Craigslist
day.
speak for fucking?
I think so. I don't think
I guess so.
out.
Right, you get the vibe first. But I like this because this is someone old enough to have done this, right? Because I don't think this. I think this is like this doesn't exist anymore, right? Maybe
no. The personals are gone. Personals have been gone for a while.
Yeah, they got rid of that in the big prostitution purge because this country, that makes me scared.
Fucking stupid.
Wait, what do you mean that people have sex with money?
Yeah, dude, come on.
A man and I started talking and we hit it off. We decided to meet that same day. He picked me up. We went back to his apartment with the intention of hang out, and that's in quotes, so that tells you what's going on.
Got it.
We got back to his apartment. I noticed he had a wall-to-wall IKEA bookshelf with books on and crystals on it. I decided to ask about his collection. He started to talk about the crystals. which I had a small interest in crystals as a kid, so that drew me in. Then he started talking about lizards. I figured he was wildlife until he pulled out a book called "Children of the Matrix" by one David Icke.
Yep. Oh, thanks, Craigslist. You struck again.
That's who hangs out on Craigslist is David Icke, guys.
The book's cover looked like it was made when John Putty was playing the Doctor, but to my surprise, it came out in 2001. I don't remember.
I don't know what the fuck that last thing means, by the way. Was John
Doctor Who?
Doctor?
It's a Doctor
I know
Who,
Doctor.
so it's probably
Was he? Okay. All right.
Well,
I don't know which is which.
I read ahead. This letter is from Pennsylvania, so very odd to be into Doctor Who.
We got one customer for. We got one. I mean, a lot of people are.
It's very. You know what? That's a red flag. You've been flagged.
I don't remember all of what he told me. I looked at it with such disbelief that he would think this way that I was internally screaming. The two things that stood out was that he said George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama are all related to each other, and they are not human beings.
Well, that's actually
lizard people.
That's actually true. That's correct, actually.
Then he said,
"You don't do that show anymore. Shut up."
Then he said, "You aren't saying anything because you believe me." I got I got so dry that I knew that I wasn't going to have any kind of fun today. That'll dry you right up, dude. The lizard people and David Icke.
Yep.
But lizards are like wet, right? Or some of them, I guess. Some of them like
but they survive in dry climates.
That's true.
It's like the male lizard people are sweaty and the female lizard people are not sweaty. Is that what it was?
It's a way to turn your partner's genitalia into a nice hot rock.
By the way, is this Coast to Coast AM? I mean, Steve and I happened to be on Coast to Coast recently.
Unbelievable.
So check out that episode.
4 o'clock in the morning. That was something.
4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, the director of Adam Wingard, right? The director of King Kong versus Godzilla, and then us. It was quite an honor.
I got so dry that I knew it was going to be fun that day. When he drove me home, he gave me this free thinking catalog. And then also, like, I don't know, man, like if a lady, it sounds, this is Angel from Delaware County and the dryness. If a lady comes to your place or anyone comes to your place for sex, leave David Icke out of it and be like, oh, yeah, that's stupid. Hey, you want to just put on a movie and sit down on the couch?
This was a gag gift. It was a gag gift.
That sounds like beta talk. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that's true.
You want to control the room when a woman is in it. That's what you need to be doing. So yeah, this guy's doing the right thing, I think.
When he drove me home, he gave me this free thinking catalog, and there was a chance to meet Icke on a cruise ship at the back of the catalog. I threw it away and immediately ghosted him. Angel from Delaware County, PA, home of Kate Winslet's accent from Mayor of Easttown.
Daughter.
I know nothing about that show at all besides you guys talk about it a lot.
It's a great show.
I need to look into it.
We're 2 episodes in, it fucking rocks.
This is like a secret TV show for me because I didn't see any promotion.
It's not a lot of. I think it's like writers are talking about it. But anyway, that is a way to shore up and not get laid.
Also,
and fuck up a sure thing, by the way, dude.
Yep. Yeah. Like it was gonna happen. Just
it's a Craigslist hookup.
You know it's crazy, or at least you know that other people sometimes tell you
exactly.
It's crazy. So if that's the case, why risk it?
Yeah, you know,
idiot.
Didn't like John Waters have an old adage that like if you bring someone home and you go home with someone and they don't have books, don't fuck them? I think it's the opposite. Yes. If they have books, dude, back the fuck up because that bookshelf is probably a horror story.
Well, if it's David Icke books and a bunch of crystals strewn about, probably a problem.
Most American libraries contain a few of those.
Nope, it's a black and white situation. Either all books or no books.
Yes,
that's it.
I think no books. No books is the way you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
So some questions from the audience. Is anyone still watching this feed?
I haven't seen any cues. I don't know, but I'll tell you this is great. I will say Katarine sucks. Right into this story, right into the mailbag. We all hate movies at gmail.com. Yeah, that's a great picture.
Yeah. By the way, if
look
you're
at this.
listening to this later, you're missing out on some of the events here on YouTube.
And just one more time, on
yeah.
Saturday, the 5th of June, we will be at the Frequency One Festival. Go to the WHM Tour tab and get your tickets. 5:30 p.m. show. So this crew would love it.
There we go. Let's see. So we got a queue here. Dear WHM gang, or not dear, it's a fucking message here on YouTube, idiot. It would be great if you could settle a debate between me and a good buddy, who's also an avid listener. Orca the Killer Whale starring Richard Harris, yay or nay?
I've never seen it, actually.
I watched it one time, and I have to say, a little boring. I know it gets requested sometimes, and honestly, I was kind of fucking sleeping through some of it.
The last like half hour of it is amazing. It's just Richard Harris versus this. It's shot weirdly dramatically. Like there's big bright blood red sky and all this. It's kind of incredible. The beginning is very slow.
It takes a long ass time. Yeah,
I will have to check it out. I think I might have greened out to it 10 years ago.
Yeah, you'll do that.
So indica or sativa? What's this question?
I'm
indica these days, actually.
Mostly.
I always pick up a mix of both personally.
Yes, the hybrids are fun too.
Yeah,
I'm just
absolutely.
I don't smoke pot. I'm drinking myself to death. Thank you very much.
High horse. Where's your high horse?
Ooh, enjoy your cirrhosis.
He doesn't even own a bowl.
No, I do.
Some of us drive on 2-lane highways. Okay, Steve.
Here's an interesting one. Adam asks, will you go see a show on Broadway when it reopens? Yes, Chelsea and I have Chelsea and I already have tickets to go see a Company.
It'd be pretty hypocritical if we didn't, and we're like, come on out to Nashville and see us live. Like,
no, definitely.
It's got to go both ways.
Right, no, I'm excited for the opera again, to be honest with you.
Ooh, I like that.
Is that right?
Yeah, because
they make an afternoon out of that.
Oh yeah, you make a nice afternoon out of that, and then you walk downtown for some din. It's a nice little day.
Dude, get some food in your tum tum. I like that.
but Steve, you brought up Nashville, and I want to mention that we're going to be in Nashville on November 21st. We'll be in Asheville, North Carolina, November 19th. Charlotte, North Carolina, 11 November 18th. Detroit, Michigan, October 16th. Pittsburgh on October 14th, and Cleveland, Ohio on October 13th. And then, of course, hometown show almost, right? Brooklyn, New York, the Bell House, December 9th. The 10-year anniversary show 1 year later.
Yeah,
absolutely. 10 plus 1. Okay, let's do like a couple more here. Let's see. Any thoughts on Spiral? I think I'm the only one that saw it here, and I thought it was boring and guessed it like halfway through. So
there you go.
You can skip that movie. Also, if you're a Saw person who loves all the Saw traps and whatnot, very little traps.
That's actually enticing me, though.
Yeah,
because I'm not a Saw person.
This is kind of interesting. Let's make this the last one. This is kind of cool. So Peter asks, we once mentioned that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was part of a subgenre called chill out movies. What are other movies you would put in that category that are similar?
Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer comes to mind.
Salo or Salo, depending on where you come from. Yeah, that's a big one.
Now we're talking. I think it was maybe hangout films, right? This idea of like there's not a large story driving something. You're just kind of like you're spending time with characters in a certain period,
that's why I said Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Right?
I mean, I guess I would say Dazed and Confused, the Richard Linklater
film.
The big one. There's one. That's a big one. You can make an argument, although, like, even though it's one of my fucking fave movies of all time, I don't know that I entirely subscribe to this. Parts of the movie, I guess, are true. Some people will throw Lebowski into this.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, but there's like a little too much going on in Lebowski.
It's like there's a plot. There's a plot to Lebowski. Like Days of Confused, it's like they have a party. That's like the
Right.
that's the
Yeah.
whole fucking
I will
thing.
say, Lovers Rock is an
Yes.
amazing hangout
Yeah.
film. That is you will smell that party and you're like, I want that fucking food, and you know, and the weed, and
I want the
hanging
weed. I
out.
want the fucking beer. I want the music. That movie, man. I'll tell you something right now. The big fucking bummer, right? We're reopening the Burns. We're doing this series about like movies that we couldn't play during the pandemic. We wanted to bring some of them back and give some shows to them on the big screen, right? I wanted to do Lovers Rock. It was my fucking favorite film of last year. No go, says Amazon.
Oh,
Because it's
that's
TV.
crazy.
TV,
That's
dude.
weird.
Unbelievable.
Well, you know,
if you
you
haven't
are
seen that
playing-
movie, see it on Amazon.
You are playing another round, though, and I think that's an awesome movie. I know that's more of a plotty movie and maybe a little dramatic, but I really enjoyed it.
No, I mean, Days Confused to me is the ultimate one. Like that's whenever I think of what it's always striving for, it's that tone.
Yeah. His spiritual sequel, Everybody Wants Some, with Kurt Russell's son in it, didn't get a lot of play, but I think it's great. It's not as great as Dazed, but definitely
Wonderful
also
movie.
like hangout film category for sure.
Linklater's good at them. I mean, Slacker even is kind of a hangout movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Slacker
Waking
kinda
Life
is.
also, like, yeah.
Mhm.
Any movie where
yeah.
Alex Jones is ushered off the street by police and it's directed by Richard Linklater.
Documentary you're talking about?
All right, gang, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks so much for tuning in to another live mailbag. Again, if you have some wild stories or you need us to settle a score between you and an old friend, or you know, just have some questions for us, write into the mailbag. We all hate movies at gmail.com. And Eric is correct. The end of this year, we are going on tour. Check out WHMpodcast.com for that information, and also how to buy tickets to see us at the Frequency Festival, which is June 5th. It's fucking coming up. I can't even believe it. It's going to be here before
2
we
weeks
know
from
it.
Saturday. Yeah.
True.
It's
And by the
really
way,
soon.
Also, like, if you're planning on attending any of these shows, like the in-person shows, get your vax. Get
vaccinated, man. Encourage your
right
family
there.
to do the same.
Yes,
all
please.
right,
Absolutely.
that's gonna do it for this edition of WHM Mailbag. Until next time, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadek.
Eric Siska.
Chris Cabin.
Take it easy.